up next we have Shooting Goats versus Lushmoss down here in Obsidian. Both of these players are new. I don't think they have any competitive experience to this point. They're both about in the middle of the pack for Obsidian as far as game counts go, and both of them they were toward the bottom of the community predictions in the prediction stream. And I imagine that's largely just due to lack of familiarity compared to some of the other names who have either been around Discord more or who have played in one of the cups to this point. But it's going to be interesting to see these two because a lot of the new players are, at least some of the new players this season, are going to surprise everybody.
Absolutely. I mean,
Sorry, you cut out.
oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea what's gonna happen here with the Lushmoss shooting goods. They could either be insanely good, or you never know. It's just like how much are they gonna be playing? You just have no idea going into this. So I'm really excited to see what these new players are gonna bring to the table.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into the picks and bans, I guess. We started off with Shooting Goats banning Pub and Lushmoss banning Balcony. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are on the new Pub, but it's definitely different than it used to be.
Yeah, 3-6 pub is very different. In my opinion, it's extremely sniper favored, but we'll have to see how it goes. I find it very difficult because it feels like 4-7 pub with 12 guests, which is really tricky in my opinion.
Yeah, I can definitely buy that. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, to be honest. We'll see how often I end up having to play it this season. Moving to the restrictions, though, Shooting Goats restricts Courtyard, and Lush Moss restricts Library. So we're not going to be seeing as much of those as we did last set, at least.
Yeah, those are sort of surprising to see considering that you see a lot of beginner to intermediate players pick that, but maybe library just avoid the 5/8 just a little bit too big.
Yeah, definitely possible. Although generally, Veranda is the scarier 5 of 8 to a lot of players. So it's interesting to see that Veranda appears to be okay, but Library is not. But the picks anyway. Shooting Goats doubles High Rise 3 of 5. Lushmoss goes Redwoods again. Shooting Goats singles Library, going for his opponent's Restrict, and then Lushmoss goes Tayan. So Lushmoss definitely likes the occlusion venues.
Surprising to see. This is gonna be crazy. You don't really see new players like these maps at all just because of how tough it is to play on Sniper. But I love seeing this, so I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring to the table. Banning Courtyard and then picking Tayan and Redwoods. I'm really excited for the set. Let's do it.
All right. So starting off here with Shooting Goats as the spy on Alice or Ponytail, depending on what you want to call her. Uh,
I have I have wheels on high res.
oh, I'm sorry. I have the replays in the wrong order. Let me go back and start that over. Yes, you are correct. Wheels on high rise with Lushmoss as the spy. You guys good? All right. Three, two, one, playing it. Now, one thing I like to look at for players in general in the high rise is the mission choice. And it looks like we have fingerprint off but purloin on, which is not all that uncommon in a missions layout.
It's not too common. Inspect on is also another interesting choice, kind of banking on the fact that you hope that AI completes statues for you. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens here. So far, nobody completed going to middle statues quite yet, but there is a print there now. Well, I guess prints don't even matter anymore. I'm so used to playing hires with print on that I'm just going to be calling it out all game.
yeah, fair enough. So we pick up our single statue. We get blocked. No, actually, we finish that one first. We get two inspects here, but we pick up a highlight for it. Um, and oh, we just tried the bug. It didn't take. We trying another one with the walk. Oh, that was an ugly path. It doesn't look like it was seen.
Yeah, we had the screen to cover for us, and Shooting Goats was not on the right side of that, so Lushmosh getting away with that for free, and now we're really far ahead here. Maybe we can even go silent with Inspect, Seduce, Bug for the win. This is a really strong start with the green test
Yeah,
as
we.
well.
Yep, absolutely. This looks like it should be a spy win. The only question is whether any of that bug was suspected being next to the ambassador.
Yeah, if that bug was even at all suspected, then if the game goes silent and inspects happen late, Shooting Goats might suspect what's going on and end up shooting Lushmoss here.
Yeah, but I gotta say, if I'm Lushmoss, I'm really liking my position. I was going to say before this flurry of activity that high rise often comes down to framing, and picking somebody, an AI who could be complete, and hitting them with the right banana bread. But it looks like here we just have a great opportunity to finish outright.
Yeah, sometimes on high rise as well, you don't see the framing opportunity come your way, so then you just end up going for like bug contact seduce is the most common way to finish. Usually the most common strategy if the frame doesn't work out the way like you were hoping it would.
Yeah, and it's too bad we go in and only pick up a white, so we have to three flirt this one. Otherwise, we could have just flirted banana bread and dared the sniper to shoot, which is terrifying. But here we're just playing it cool. We don't really have, we can't finish right here, so I would still not be necessarily opposed to a banana bread, but we're just gonna walk away instead.
We could play it cool here. You could end up going back to statues. I think that is Lushmoss's plan because the BB was very good there. Only Smallman was out, and Lushmoss does not know Smallman is an SDA. So it looked very good from his perspective. Maybe going to trying to even frame Smallman here, actually, because Smallman did two-cycle mid-statues.
And that's one reason where the frame plan can fall apart is if because high rise has the two DA possible DAs, unlike Terrace, for example, it is possible to frame the SDA, and then that is never good. But instead, we're picking up our flirts. We're actually running low on time here. We're down to 25 seconds, and we're picking up a book. There's no way we're gonna be able to inspect here to finish. We're gonna have to pick up the banana bread, and the party isn't really cooperating. So this is not gonna be a great banana bread.
And if the DA leaves, we actually just lose the game.
Yeah, here it is. We talk pretty quick. There's the white. The banana bread's gonna come off. There's gonna be a lot of overtime here.
Banana
There it
bread.
is. Will there be a shot? There has to be a shot. But who's gonna be on? Oh no, it's on Disney.
It's like that's the finish right there. Disney had early statues and then just I think at the end there just entered and quickly BB'd and split. So maybe just worry about the BB split there for the win.
Yeah, entirely possible. So wow, that was an interesting game. The pacing early on, the flurry of activity, just down into almost timing out. All right, well, um, next game we have Shooting Goats here as Sorry. If you guys are ready, in three, two, one, playing it. And one thing I brought up last match was the pacing. And new players often have a lot of trouble with pacing in general. That's definitely one of the things that just takes a lot of time. You can't really pick it up from streams as much as just playing a lot of games. And even on a venue like High Rise, where the clock is pretty forgiving, pacing is definitely an issue for a lot of players early on.
Yeah, and that gets exacerbated by it being a competitive setting. Playing Spy Party in a competitive setting versus just casual where the games, I mean, they do matter, but they don't really, is very, very different. So you can see a lot of new players, especially on their first few games, they freeze up quite a bit or slow down. So you kind of have to expect it from these new players. Let's see how they adapt to the nerves though. It's not that
Yeah,
easy.
I mean, I know nerves play a role at every level of the game, whether it be new players just starting in Oak or even certain Diamond players I know have said that they start their matches very, very nervous and even shake. Oh, we missed the pad a little quick. It doesn't look like it was noticed. We just do a little shimmy onto it and pick up the statue here.
Yeah, using this screen as cover again, kind of similar to Lushmoss, except we're not getting the mission done, just hiding our missed pad there. So not the end of the world for shooting goats.
No,
Looks like we're
definitely.
not getting highlight for this statue quite yet, so that's pretty solid. He has been Lushmoss has been highlighting for statues so far, so maybe we got away with that free.
Yeah, that's big. We're picking up a book here. Doesn't really, and it's worth noting as well that the mission layout is the same. We don't have fingerprints on. We don't have any microfilm on. But we do have purloin.
Purloin, good option. Again, sort of like that end game scenario where maybe you see the frame target reject a purloin, or you see that there's no way you can win, so you just go for purloin and hope for the best.
Yep,
First,
instead we're picking up inspects, so that mission is done. But we still have no flirt progress and no banana bread or any other mission if that's what we're planning to do. So getting flirt done is going to be difficult here actually without rushing things.
yeah, we are going right next to our ST, which is good. We do need to hit this green test though. We do not. That's gonna make life really tricky for us.
Nope. So we're just gonna purloin. Toby just comes over, offers, and we just purloin immediately. It's a white. Let's see if it's noticed. Doesn't look like there's any reactions so far. We haven't even zoomed in on the list to check it yet. So I'm not sure if Lushmoss is on top of this at all.
Yeah, if it hasn't been seen and we can like maybe sneak this flirt at the last second, no, we're just gonna go for this BB. Yeah, try to end the game as quickly as possible before Lushmoss figures it out.
Yeah, I don't think it's even been noticed yet. I think it's still just hanging there. And there's the banana bread. So Lushmoss has to
Banana
shoot
bread.
pretty much now if we're. But it doesn't look like there's any reaction yet. I don't think he realized that anybody could be done.
Just
Yeah,
gonna
I think.
hold the shot there. Just I don't even think the Perlin was seen there.
No, I
Just
agree. I agree with you. Wow. So gets down to the end, but we just finish missions. Like you were saying, you get down to the end, you need the purloin. It's there for you.
pretty unusual there, contact inspect Perlin, but I think just kind of snuck under the sniper's radar there. Just that first inspect just not being seen, I don't think. And then we picked up that inspect for free, and then yeah, Perlin was back of the conversation, pretty free.
All
Overall,
right.
clean game, not too bad.
Yeah. So I think that's 1-1. Both players pick up a spy win, and Lushmoss back on wheels. I think Lushmoss picked wheels the first game as well, correct? All right, so we have back-to-back wheels games here with Lushmoss. In three, two, one, playing it.
Do you sometimes see players having an affinity for a specific character? We'll see if Lushmoss is going to be Wheels for the foreseeable future.
No, I can't imagine any players having a twin-like relationship with a certain character. Yeesh, that
Nobody
sounds
would.
crazy.
Nobody would. We do see it a little bit over the place. Scallions, orange dress. I do like plain twin quite a lot. So we'll see. Maybe Lushmosh likes wheels.
It's certainly
Nice,
possible. Yeah,
nice start here though. I like getting flirt early, especially on this map. It gives you way more options, and then you're not strapped in to do purloin as a finish. Same format again, by the way. Inspect, purloin, bug has the main two, and then contact seduce almost always on, unless you're trying to play hardtail high rise.
yeah, we took a little bug path too past the ambassador there, but if you're looking, it was pretty obviously no bugs, so it doesn't look like we picked up a highlight or anything for it, so no worries on that one. Instead, we're going here that gets inspects done, and for that, we're picking up a highlight.
Fairly standard. Uh, this does basically leave bug and purloin off the table for the most part, since now the highlight's going to make it fairly obvious. But maybe we can just finish with all softails. Contact, inspect, seduce is definitely a viable finish here.
Yeah, we're getting offered, and we're just gonna purloin. This is the checker purloin, the checker special. It's a green test. Um, so you were saying that purloin is off the table. Apparently not.
It's not off the. I guess if you green, you're in good shape. As referring to the checker purloin, basically that checker game dev does play this game from time to time, and he will take whatever mission is in front of him at the time. So we do see that from both players here. Just Toby offer, oh let's do it, do a mission. Now
Yeah,
let's
and
see Goat's reaction here. He does see it, I think.
he thought, but the Amba took, so there's no obvious taker here. He knows it had to have been the green, but I don't think he has any idea who it was. I don't think he was on top of that chain whatsoever.
I do like the lowlights he took there. He low-lit people that had drinks in their hands, but nobody else really has a drink in their hand besides Papa Danger. Now the drink is revealed. Maybe he'll low-light him next.
Hard to
Uh,
say, but now we just need a banana bread to finish. Or we could go silent game and pick up a statue instead. I think the banana bread's probably the safer route though, given that finishing inspects is often death.
yeah, we'll see. No BB yet, so silent game might be risky. But I don't know. I think both options are good. But yeah, DA not helping out, so it looks like we are just going to go to books. Guess we're just gonna wait here for a little bit. I don't no harm in really waiting here.
Yeah, we still have time here, so this isn't disastrous or anything. But we're definitely going to want to try and do stuff sooner rather than later. I would just dump this book, go into conversation with the double agent, hit the banana bread, and let the chips fall where they may.
And here we go. And it's a good BB too. Everybody's in. This is a perfect BB. Queen does leave, but not the end of the world. She was already a low light.
Yep. All right, banana bread comes
Banana
off.
bread.
Let's see what the reaction is. I feel like we're gonna get the shot here coming off, but who's it gonna be on is the question. So we're focused. No, laser swings back to us, and we get shot.
Wow, what a shot! That was actually so good. Wow, I think maybe it was just for the split. That was crazy. I did not think that was actually gonna happen. I thought the Purloin was so free,
Yeah, and it
but
looked
I
like
guess
we were
the
yeah, we were eyeing down Hair as well, the sniper, but instead we just snap back and make the right decision at the very end. Very nice shot.
oh, it was so sick. Nice shot by Shooting Ghosts. I thought that was very difficult because that green Purloin was very tricky to deduce if you weren't exactly on top of the rejects there. So really nicely played by Shooting Goats to salvage that game. You usually don't see this kind of shot at Obsidian.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. You don't see that shot a lot of places, especially if the purloin is as free as it looked like it was. So, very nice play from Shooting Goats. Okay, so Shooting Goats now going from that shot onto their spy side here as pearls. In three, two, one, playing it.
I
Going
gotta be.
to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I wonder, do you feel good or bad after that game? Do you feel like, man, I got lucky there that I caught the spy there after I really missed the purloin, or do you feel sick after that? After you just caught that after coming all the way from behind there?
Well, we go for just a very cheesy little walking bug there. It doesn't land, unfortunately. So we're just calming things down here. Looks like we're going to walk up next to the selection target, pick up a statue, and pick up a flirt as well. And in exchange for those two mission partials, we'll get Hylet.
Fair trade here. And not gonna be the end of the world when Wheels does interrupt us here. We just can still go to another set and pick up the rest of our inspects. Overall, all the games looking fairly similar. Early inspects into missions later on. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty common, especially down for Obsidian and the lower levels, especially where you're still just kind of getting familiar with how the rhythm of the game progresses. It's pretty easy to just get the soft tails done because you can control them, and it's definitely the type of thing that you learn to do quickly because it doesn't leave the hardtail behind.
Yeah, the one trade-off is that you do get highlight for doing those soft tills early, so
Banana bread.
Shooting Ghost now going to have to complete hard tells while highlight does do a fake BB. It is real for both conversations, so going to have to do another BB later on, but honestly not a bad BB and leaves you an opportunity maybe. And if the SDA was out there in that conversation, maybe even get Lolit.
Yeah, and especially on a venue where, again, frames are very viable, making sure that everybody has a real banana bread increases the likelihood of a civilian getting shot, like, exponentially.
It's funny, every game also has had an innocent green bookcase.
What was that bug? That bug was right on camera, and Lushmoss is all over it.
Yeah, that's what we call a helicopter bug. Maybe these people have been playing Max Edward Snacks. Really likes those kind of like helicopter bugs recently. It's been picking up in the meta. Like people have been doing this a lot more. It's been kind of funny, but sometimes you get bugs like these, and they're like, that one was not quite too good.
Well, Shooting Goats has tried those kind of bugs a few times, so that's definitely something that they have in their playbook. Maybe not the best time for it there, especially with the angle, but I like the thought. I mean, aggressive bugs like that will definitely win you a lot of games.
Yeah, and this character is a really good one to deal with too. I think if they had turned immediately to the left, that arm actually would have been invisible. So I think honestly not a bad idea, just not as much cover as where it would have been like maybe if you did it in the back of the conversation, for example.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's 2-2 coming out of high rise. Yep. All right. So we're going into Redwoods. Two Redwoods matches in the same day. I'm super excited. It's gonna be interesting to see the contrast with these Obsidian players versus the Silver. Um, but we have Lushmoss here as Queen in three, two, one, playing it.
And now Lushmoss, I believe, he did pick Redwoods, right? So this is his wheelhouse. I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring to the table here.
Yeah, Lushmoss went with again Redwoods and Tayan. Definitely something in mind here. I don't know if they just think that we stopped reading at the bookshelf. Um, Maybe just an action priority mix up there, but we put it back. It doesn't look like we're noticed, and we're okay.
Sometimes that can happen. You scroll one too many times, and then you end up reading the book instead of just putting it back. which AI will not do. So fortunately did not get caught for that. No harm, no foul though. Just gonna take a nice little delegate here maybe, or take the list just straight up if we want to try to cheese this.
Looks like we're just doing a delegate. I do like the idea though of the early purloin, especially on Redwoods, where the list isn't very visible unless a sniper makes an effort to watch it. So it's definitely an idea for later on. But instead, we're just gonna pick up the highlight. Looks like we're doing highlights for bar here as shooting goats.
I wonder if they're also going to highlight for statues. Yeah, it looks like they're ignoring Oprah here, so a nice little switch in strategy here, trying to guard Purloin more effectively by highlighting all bar growers. I wonder if those highlights are going to get brought back down to neutral as time goes on.
Well, we just sent the delegate, so this is gonna be the real test to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean you highlight the people going to bars so that you can catch something like this.
And
But
we're
there's
taking
so
advantage
many
of time ad.
highlights.
Yeah. Time ad. Here comes the purloin. Looks like the twin takes it. The twins were right next to each other at bar, by the way. So if we're not sure which one was which, this could be rough.
We are looking for the
Yep.
list. We do see that it's gone. All right, time for Shooting Goats to make decisions. He should know that all of his highlights could now be potential suspects.
Yeah. A bunch of neutral lights, a few low lights coming out, but it looks like they're tentative. It doesn't look like we're too sure of who could have been there. And we pick up another highlight for bar anyway, even though the list is already gone.
To highlight now after the purloin's been taken.
Yeah, exactly. Strange, a little bit strange coming out there. That might just be muscle memory or something like that, or maybe Teal has just done something very surprising or suspicious
Banana bread.
in Shooting Goats' mind.
Lushmoss this time choosing not to split. I like that decision. You did get burned for the split on high rise earlier, so just deciding to play it cool. It does not get shot, so this isn't looking too bad. The issue is that the flirt and the time again, as kind of a reoccurring theme here, is going to be playing a problem here.
Yeah, we got the time ad, but even so, we're still short on time. We walk in here right next to the ambassador. We don't take the bug, but we're picking up the flirt instead. This is our first flirt, and it's only 32%. So the white flirt is still in range in theory, but we're gonna have to get a move on if we're gonna complete.
T does have a conversation, so we can follow this up fairly quickly. But yeah, it's gonna have to be flirt, inspect, flirt for the win. I think we have just enough time to get it done.
Yeah, but we also have the drink in hand, so we're gonna have to gulp as well. And it really just
That's
the
true.
question is really just, yeah, how on top of things Shooting Goats is. Because if we're at all suspicious of Queen and we just watch her go to the bar, if she then goes to statues and just, oh, safety off on Twin. No
I
shot
mean,
comes off.
Twin
But
did take the Twin did take the list and then instantly enters CC and talks. Maybe he'll just die here. Lushmoss has got to go to statues though. He doesn't have time to wait.
yeah, we're down to 20 seconds. So now the question is twofold. One, does Lushmoss finish? And two, does Shooting Goats hold? And safety's off again. Looks like Shooting Goats really doesn't like Twin and really wants to take the shot, but no shot is coming off yet.
Twin
And
hasn't made a
Lushmoss now,
move yet.
yeah, Lushmoss going in, weird path into bookshelf to just try and finish statues. But we don't have time for this. And there's no shot coming off on Twin. It looks like we're going to time out. And Shooting Goats is going to pick up the sniper win due to timeout. Very nice hold.
Yeah, really good patience there. It's definitely tempting to want to shoot the guy that took the list. Really, really tempting to shoot him. But nice, good job on waiting on that. Yeah, Lushmoss, I think he had it if he went a little bit earlier. If you go to if you just go to the green book as like right after you flirt, I think you'll have enough time. You just go to the middle book, pick up the book, snag both inspects, and then you can either take the book out or put it back in, and then snag that last flirt as long as the ST cooperates with you.
There's
There,
never a
yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
wow.
When it hits 20 seconds, I don't think you can win there because the inspects just take too long, and you can't get both inspect and swap that late because you have to go to a middle book, and you can't get swap if you're at a book.
Yeah, really good hold though. I'm impressed by the hold. It looked like we really wanted to shoot Twin there, but just managed to hold off just enough to let the time go out. Okay, so Shooting Goats coming off of that sniper win is now going to be playing as Disney here. In three, two, one, playing it.
I think that was a game Lushmoss was very close to winning. I think if his pacing was just slightly better, that was definitely a win. So really close game. Let's see how Shooting Goods responds. He does fire off with the green flirt. That's really good on this map to start with.
Definitely, and yeah, just going back to that point, it felt like that Purloin was as close to free as it's going to get, especially since clearly Twin was the major suspect for that. So yeah, if pacing was a little bit better, I feel like Lushmoss has that game. But no, instead, Shooting Goats with great sniper play. Don't get me wrong, holding off on that shot is fantastic. And we're doing a little cheesy delegate Purloin walkaway too.
Yeah, we'll see if this is noticed, if Lushmoss knows about this trick. Usually, if somebody knows about the trick, this is a really bad maneuver to do. But if they don't know about the trick, this is often the freest delegate you'll ever see.
Yeah, the SDA walks in. Looks like we maybe wanted to delegate the small man, but we get screwed over by Kane there walking in and just blocking us. We walk in the conversation circle and just decide otherwise, walk away and go to statue instead.
Tricks there, pretty weird there, but doesn't look like we got noticed for it, fortunately.
Nope. And I'm liking the mission progress too. We walk in next to the ambassador. We don't take a walking bug. I don't know what the plan is, but yep, no, never mind. There's the lean. That's just a leaning bug. It was not seen at all.
Yeah, Lushmoss was rotating during that bug, so if you're not just stationary and holding down that bug, you're not going to see it. So, gonna be almost impossible there for Lushmoss to catch that.
Yep, and here we are at books. We're just gonna do an action test microfilm. It looks like. Um, it's on camera, but oh, it was seen. It was seen. Here comes the shot. Yeah, we are dead for that.
Get to do some flashes on the spy before you shoot him. But yeah, that was nice camera positioning by Lushmoss. Maybe he did see the bug because he did kind of swing around to watch this microphone closely. Kind of just sat here in the spot to watch it. So nice bait by Lushmoss. Held his laser to the right and then just had a perfect view of the microphone there. Really nicely done.
Yeah, and if not, then I mean, just catching that motion out of the corner of your eye and recognizing it for what it is. Either way, great sniper play, regardless of how it was done. All right, so Lushmoss going back to the old standby of wheels here. Um,
I think yeah, Wheels is definitely the character.
I'm into it. I like these matches where we get a constant character meta. Um, anyway, let's see how this one goes. In three, two, one, playing it.
I mean, honestly, on this swap, Wheels is good. You just we get the cheese bug
That
as
bow
well.
is amazing.
We kind of just sat in place there. That was so good. We paused for a second while walking to snag the amber there right at the tail end of it. That was really good.
That was actually a sick bug. I'm into it. We green swap too. All right, Lush Moss has just decided he's sick of it. He wants to get missions done, and it's happening. We're
I
doing
like
stuff,
it.
and I love it.
Go to middle book now. Get inspects now. I wanted the insta rush. Inspect swap microphone bug. That would be a crazy finish. Well, let's see how Shooting Ghost reacts to this swap now. Orange Dress has swapped it already, so let's see if there's any reaction so far.
None yet. I mean, personally, I'm just hoping that Lush Moss. Oh wait, it's been on camera now. It's been seen. I don't know if it's recognized though. There's no real reaction coming out. We're going into. Looks like that highlights just for bar again. So I think we've gotten away with that swap completely cleanly.
Yeah, one disadvantage of highlighting for bar is that you do have to memorize every statue visitor, and if you do miss one and a swap happens, you are in trouble. So, looks like Lushmoss definitely super far ahead here.
Yeah, at this point, I just want to see Lush Moss go for the 4 hardtail finish. Like, send the delegate, do just a direct microfilm, and call it a day.
Go to the green shelf, pick up one inspect, and then go transfer, and you get the 5 out of 8. Transfer inspect for the 5 for 8. I just want these 5 out of 8s.
I mean, we have banana bread available, so we get 6 out of 8.
That's true. I should stop encouraging these bad plays, though. We do get the delegate sent to Orange Dress, too, so a double frame on Orange Dress. This is actually really nice. I like that decision making by Lushmoss there, seeing who went to the statue and then choosing to send that person next. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we get neutral lit as well from the bar expiring. The purloin went off. It's not noticed. Lush Moss is just killing it this game.
Yeah, it looks like we might go for a green flirt here. Now, I didn't get it, so now our pacing's gonna be rough, but I mean, we just go to the bookshelf and we just win the game, right? Just go to Red Books, take it, get your inspects and win.
You gotta think, right? I mean, we still have a minute left. That's plenty of time to get that done. I don't know what Lushmoss has in mind, but yeah, it feels like at this point the obvious route is just finish in specs and win the game. And notice that
Not
Sorry
like
is
a shot.
clearly,
Right, like
yeah.
we have seen swap Purloin from one character. So
Oh, there's a shot. Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Sorry eats the bullet. All right.
Yeah, even if even if swap wasn't noticed there, sorry did have I mean both Purloin and swap there. So even if only one of those was caught, sorry had to be under some fire there. So really nicely done.
Definitely. All right. So that was actually a really nice spy game. I really like the plan there. I don't know if that was the plan from the very outset, but that was a sick bug. And then recognizing that Sari was already a suspect for the swap and sending her to pick up the delegate as well. Great play. All right. So looking at our last Redwoods game, we have Shooting Goats here as mom, as the spy in three, two, one, playing it. I think we'll just pick up early flirt, strong play, good idea. Green test as well, which is very, very nice. To add so many opportunities for freedom for the rest of the game. Um, Always nice to see. We could have picked up a reverse drive-by bug there as the ambassador walked across the back of us, but just chose not to. Still just hanging out here. Maybe we're going for a timer flirt. Hard to say.
It's usually a fairly safe play. And reverse bugs are also kind of tricky at this level. Not sure about the action priorities that you need to take. If you don't know about it, it's just E right click. So as the amba gets in range, just E right click and then you'll get that reverse bug. And on this map, it can be very, very good because the sniper needs to be in the perfect spot preemptively in order to catch it.
Yeah, and it looks like we had a little bit of cover as well from our selection target, but that's all right. We're still in very good shape. We just pick up the inspect, put it back, and we have a lot of mission progress early on here. We have an inspect done, half our flirt. We still have the banana bread available. We're not in bad shape at all.
Yeah, Lushmoss not really highlighting for anything on this map. Previously, he was highlighting for statues on high rise. Now just sort of not doing anything. So I'm curious what his strategy is going to be here. But yeah, this is early inspect, early flirt. Again, see the same sort of pattern. Fairly common.
Yep, our selection target picks up the briefcase, so that's no longer an option. So we're just gonna go in and pick up. Nope, oh, weird path into books there, but that's all right. Pick up a book, and we'll just get two more inspects and finish that mission instead.
Yeah, looking at Shooting Goat's perspective, it looked like he wasn't sure what he wanted to do and kind of just last minute chose books. I think it's not a bad option though. Get that inspect done. You get the option to complete microfilm here.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. And we have options here with the EMBA as well. Depending on the angle of the EMBA exits, we have options for a reverse drive-by, or we can walk and get a double walking bug. This is not a bad place to be in as far as conversation circles go.
Absolutely. And time ticking low. Flirt getting scary. DA is not in a conversation yet, so we're gonna have to wait on that too. So maybe you're gonna need a time ad from Shooting Goats here in order to maintain pace.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to try and just do a direct transfer with this book, because we just don't really have the time left to do much else. We're going into the... So you can time ad at this fireplace. This is, in fact, a time ad window for those who don't know. But we're just going to sit here and read instead.
Playing this really slow, but there's been no purling, there's no swap, there's no
Oh
reason for
no,
local
that was
moss to
direct...
reshoot.
An action test directly on screen, and we're just going to eat the bullet for it.
Yeah, Moko Moss looks like he's the bookkeeper so far, not letting anything get by him so far.
Alright.
Not yeah, yeah, he's just been on top of the books so far, just not letting anything get by him.
Alright, so is that 5-3 Lushmoss?
That is, Lushmouse takes the lead on his pick of Redwoods.
Yeah. Alright, looks like the Redwoods pick is indeed paying dividends. And now, back to wheels again for the fourth time. Why not? Alright, we have Lushmoss as wheels on library. Three, two, one, playing it.
I just want to see the instant shot on wheels. Just shoot him. It has to happen.
I respect it so
I
much.
wonder if I wonder if Shooting Goats is actually noticed. You sometimes in the moment you just don't notice what character they're picking if there's a pattern forming.
Green Purloin off the top. These dudes are aggressive. I love it. Lushmoss especially has been doing so much stuff.
Yeah, but it's good stuff too. Like that Purloin was behind a pillar. Even if there was a white, that was still going to be tough to see. So I do still like the plays that Lushmoss is making, even if they are aggressive. There's like there's safe aggression and there's risky aggression, and Lushmoss is definitely doing safe aggression here.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a chain too. Like the Purloin just came off, and Lushmoss is on the opposite side of the venue. It's just being noticed now. Zoom in on the list. So we know that the list is gone, but I don't know if we have any idea who is in that chain or who could have possibly even taken it. We're getting some lowlights here now on this far right. Those are correct, by the way. Those are correct lowlights. None of them could have been involved. But we have so many people who could have possibly been involved in that Purloin chain that we just have no idea about.
Yeah, it
And
seems
oh,
like
here
it's
comes the
all
lowlights.
proximity so far.
Yeah, lowlights in
Ooh.
that conversation circle where we just were, but we're at statues and we don't get hit with it yet.
Yeah, it seems like if we had waited probably like 15 more seconds, we would have been hit with the low light. But now that we've done a fingerprintable statue, Shooting Goat's not willing to low light this character with more mission progress. So Lushmoss gonna bite the bullet for being impatient.
Yeah, we brought some characters back up as well. So, still a substantial number of lowlights, and we are actually highlight. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this dynamic plays out. If we remember that the highlight is just for inspects, or if we actually have suspicion for statues as well. And we're zooming in here to see if possibly Morgan swapped. I don't know what the thinking is there. If maybe there could have been a green swap, or if these lowlights aren't as firm as we thought they were. Maybe.
I mean, if your loads are not firm on library, you have to be very, very careful. There's just a lot to be watching for on all areas of the map. And we do get a really weak flirt there. Lushmoss definitely noticed the heat and slowed it down quite considerably, I think.
Yeah, but now we're kind of running into a problem because we have a minute and a half ticked off, and while we have partial mission progress, the time is running down some. And the library is definitely another one of those venues where we're watching that bug very, very carefully. Just the double zoom in following the ammo with wheels.
Yeah, that sniper camera is telling what Shooting Goats thinks of wheels here.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just the meta that's happened, or if we actually have suspicion for completing missions as well. But
I'd love to think it's a bit of both.
yeah. All right, we're sitting here at bookshelf. I don't know if we have any plans to do anything with this book, um, but we're just kind of hanging out. We take it out and go to the conversation here.
One thing Shooting Goats needs to be careful about is tunneling. It does look like from his camera that he is tunneling on wheels super hard here. But if Lushmoss choose to just idle the rest of the game, and another character like looks like they're finishing, Shooting Goats might realize his tunnel's incorrect late. So gotta be careful. Make sure you're still watching everything else. You highlight the characters so that you can watch them better.
Oh, microfilm is on screen. We saw the head turn. Here comes the shot. Shooting Goats has had enough.
No action test microphone for any spies today.
No. And that's a
But
good
yeah,
spot for it. I like the thought, especially if you don't know how much heat you have, going over to that corner there and just doing the white test is often pretty good spot to do it.
especially since in that spot in particular, Ambo was far away. No Toby to really worry about to try to misdirect. But yeah, I think at the end there, Lunchmosh just kind of went to that statue way too early. I think if he stayed there, maybe he gets a low light. I would have loved to see all low lights in that conversation except for Wheels. That would have been the real character meta choice that the
Yeah.
Shooting Ghost had picked up on.
We're guaranteed one more spy game for Lushmoss, so it'll be interesting to see if Shooting Host just outright shoots wheels at the beginning of the next time, like you suggested. But before we get there, we have Shooting Goats here as Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it. All right, so we're stopping the conversation circle here with the double agent. This isn't the greatest of banana breads, and we're aware that it looks like, so we're not taking it right away. Um, but we're also not getting any mission progress done, which is a concern again on library. I know I've been saying that a lot, but you know, pasting is always a concern. We could have taken a reverse drive-by there; it would have been pretty clean, I think. But no, we're just sitting here and waiting. I guess for our special target to land, probably.
Yeah, wait for the ST to land and then follow them up. Looks like we do just wait this out. This might be a little bit late. ST does check her watch, so she bails us out there. Oh, no. Yeah. If you have to go pretty early whenever the ST enters a window, they usually leave fairly quickly. So you kind of have to meet them there almost.
Yes, you could say the window is short. We stutter a little bit passing that pillar. Looks like we're just gonna go in. Yep, center statues, pick up the flirt because we missed it last time, and pick up center statues while we're at it because why not?
Now the same pattern is forming again. Now we just need to not white test microfilm because Lushmoss has been on top of that.
That's definitely true. But at the same time, microfilm library is definitely one of those venues where microfilm is pretty powerful. We only get 2 inspects there, by the way, with our 2 cycles. So we're gonna have to go back to statues one more time. Although being at
That's
center
true.
statues, that isn't necessarily the worst thing because we're probably already credited for having it done.
Yep. And then when we go back as well, it'll be less suspicious because we've already technically completed inspects. So overall, this will be okay for shooting goats. And yeah, the main thing with these hardtails is getting them done off screen or getting a green swap or green purloin. A white test with on swap or purloin will highlight. It's going to be almost a death sentence. So unless we can do some sneaky stuff behind the pillar, which we are kind of positioning ourselves to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have if Toby can offer. Yeah, we're requesting, so Toby can definitely. We request and just walk away immediately. Are we trying to pull Toby over to the side of the venue?
If you want to do that, you do have to kind of wait a little bit longer. Toby looks like he's just going to come over here on his own accord anyways.
Yeah, we do the green time ad. I'm not sure if we were credited for it, or if it was noticed, but we have our selection target in the conversation circle here. I'm not sure why we're not just going to pick up this flirt, but it's too late now. She walks away. And while we have the time ad, and that's nice, we still don't have much in the way of mission progress. We gotta kind of get a move on here.
That is true. Amba did go to the statue we were just at on the far right, so there is an opportunity to get Prince here, especially since we time added. More opportunities for Prince to show up.
Yeah, instead of picking up a book, it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know if Shooting Goats is planning on doing a microfilm here, um, but it's certainly been punished thus far, so maybe that has them thinking twice.
Yeah, maybe a direct transfer is the play. Just puts it back. I think a direct transfer could be good there since Amba and Toby are on the far right side, and that's where Mokul Moss will be looking. But just decides to put it back. I think that's also okay. You do have 2 minutes and 30 seconds basically, so you're in good shape.
Yep, there's the banana bread.
Banana
That's
bread.
not bad. There are a bunch of people out by this library, so it's kind of expected that you're going to get a bunch of lowlights off of any banana bread. So that's pretty okay, I'd say. I think that was, what, 3 lowlights?
Yeah, not too bad. In library, you do have to be very careful because splits are extremely scary. Splits can just kind of happen to you, and if you make a mistake on that low light, it's basically the game.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen that in the last set, for sure.
Absolutely. And now we do get the flirt done. We are maybe going to pick up the statue. Yeah, this is the printable statue I was talking about, so that's inspect and print done. And we already completed inspect, so Mokomal shouldn't be as worried about us finishing inspects here.
No, it doesn't look like we're zooming in to see if there's a swap happening, but
Oh, we didn't get the print though. That is really, really painful because we could have gotten that briefcase too.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
not sure. I'm not sure if we're even aware. We haven't really seen much in the way of players deliberately trying to complete prints in this match in general.
yeah, prints are a tricky mission. You have to have really good awareness of the ambassador and what they're doing next. But yeah, that was a missed opportunity from Shooting Ghost. That could have just been another mission right then and there.
Yeah, we're going back to statues again. We have to be swapping here, right? That has to be the plan.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yep.
nothing else to be doing here. It's too late to really not do anything else.
Here
Maybe
comes
we'll
the
get.
green swap. The green swap done, and we get neutral lit for it instead for 3 statue visits. We go in and pick up our selection target. Flirt's already done though, so that's not all that helpful. Hair is going in to pick up the statue we just swapped.
Oh, we're getting a
We
print.
white microtil.
And,
We white microfilm on camera, but
oh
the statue is
no!
swapped. No. Oh, this no. The safety comes off on hair for the swap, but we get shot anyway.
Oh, that's so painful. This is a mix of emotions there. Just like, oh, if you got this the fingerprint off the statue, you just had the game one with the print. You didn't even need the microfilm. Oh, I wonder
Yeah.
what he saw there. Did he see the swap there? I think he did. I think he did see swap and
He
noticed
had
it
to
was
have seen the
green.
swap. Yeah, because the safety was off on hair there before he thought better of it and went back and shot. I'm not sure if he saw the microfilm either.
Yeah, no, the fade was on camera, so definitely saw that it was a green fade. So really nice catch there. Just this unfortunate missed opportunity there. Maybe he did catch the microfilm. It's unclear,
I
but
mean, it was clearly on camera. Like the full arm motion and everything was very much on camera there.
yep.
Um, but I'm not really sure what the thought process was there behind the shot. Yeah, look at that fade. That fade clearly on camera. All right. So Lushmoss coming out of this up 6-4 and on match point here on Veranda, or excuse me, on Tayan. Again, his map choice. So let's see if he has some more shenanigans planned with the occlusion as Queen. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
If you
We
want a
walk.
map to win on Spy, this is the one. This is such a tough map to play as sniper, so definitely expect to win here. But we already get highlight as Lushmoss.
Yeah. We're not Wheels to point out, but Wheels is a seduction target. So Lushmoss
Clear,
knows what's going on.
he's clearly calculated this.
Yeah, I think that
But
highlight though was for the bug path. So we're already credited with a bug, and that's not great.
yeah, although being a highlight is not the worst on this map, you can still get hardtails done, especially bug, basically for free. But we haven't seen any reverse bugs, and reverse bug is really the key to getting bug done on this map. So if they don't know how to do reverse bug, then maybe this map actually will be okay for the sniper to play.
Yeah, I mean, you have something up for bugging, especially in that bad conversation. Like, with the way the occlusion is, you could have just walked in there and just crash bugged without any visibility at all, especially as Queen, one of the shorter characters. But we're just going back to return this book. We've been playing pretty cool, especially by Lushmoss standards, who's been really aggressive early in the maps so far.
I think maybe picking wheels as the ST is telling, maybe trying to look for a frame on wheels here or something like that.
Screw it, we're
Oh,
picking
bug.
up the bug.
Oh, yeah,
Why
all right,
not?
okay, bug into middle statue. Yeah, just go for the finish outright. This is extremely scary though, because now middle statue plus bug. If we contact, we might just shoot Lushmoss just on the spot.
Yeah, definitely. I would say we're still the laser's still going back over wheels every so often. Like shooting goats is suspicious, but Lushmoss is just doing so many things here that shooting goats has to be aware that Queen is the most active person at this party and has the most possible mission progress. Green time at 2, because why not?
Yeah, that is a bit scary though. You don't need that time. You're gonna be fine on this flirt. You just have to wait for one of those characters to leave, and then you'll have space in the conversation to flirt. So I feel like Lushmoss might lose this game if he's a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a suspect we are for that early bug, but I mean, again, there aren't that many highlights. There's only 4 highlights right now, and we have definitely, again, been the most visibly active of all the characters on this map. So if Shooting Ghost is on top of this, it feels like trying to get anything more done, including, for example, any hardtail, is going to be really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if you take this Purloin, for example, right now, it's just going to be in the open. There's no screen to cover you.
No, we're just gonna go. I mean, we still have Banana Bread and Flirt finished, or available to us, excuse me. So we can finish this without doing anything overtly aggressive from here on out. But time can, again, play a role here. We're down to a minute 22. We still have to finish our flirts as well. And that's definitely not a given how AI can just wander all over the place here on Tayan.
That's true. And SDA is out. If SDA continues to stay out, oh, they join. That's really helpful, actually. If SDA stayed out, that might have helped Shooting Goats really narrow it down.
Walk away. We're going into bookshelves here. I'm not sure what the plan is. But this is our second time, or our first. We've been to blue bookshelf twice, and given how prevalent microfilm has been, it's possible that maybe we're just crediting this as shooting goats.
We do get a sick half print off the green shelf. Maybe we go back to the middle statue right now after Amba leaves and just pick up Flirt again. This
Look at
safety
this
comes
laser
off
burn
though.
though. Safety is
Yeah,
off.
did not like that one bit.
No, we're still alive though. We pick up the flirt. A quick talk, but flirt is done.
We
All
have
we really
middle
need is banana
statue.
bread.
Yeah, or the middle statue. You don't even need to be here. Just go to the middle
Look at the
statue. You
safety is
already
off.
inspect. He's about to shoot.
Yeah, the safety is off. Maybe the plan,
Green
maybe
Pro.
the plan is just purloin and dance, right? Like, if you're aware that you're being burned, maybe that is the plan.
Nothing happening yet. There's no finish.
Yep.
No,
Clock ticks
we're waiting for
down.
time.
Safety off on small man, but no, we're just
We just shoot.
shot just comes
Oh!
off.
I think it was probably
Tw-
the watch check actually at the end there. Although that was extremely risky. Uh, basically, I think Shooting Goats thought, oh, time had just happened because there's no OT. And Lushmoss just checked his watch at the window. He actually is the only one to check his watch at the window there. So I guess yeah, that makes shot makes a lot of sense there. Lushmoss
Yeah,
just not in the right place there to be at the end.
yeah, and the safety off on small man too reveals that we definitely weren't sure, but because that could have been like a green swap hanging as well, I guess. Um, but yeah, really good shot in the end. I mean, for whatever the reason, the instincts were right.
Yeah, ideally, you just want to wait him out, wait for the OT, wait for that list take, and then you can shoot Queen because she did reject the drink in the last 30 or so seconds, and then you'll be good to go. But yeah, taking that shot early pays off, and now we've got one game for Shooting Goats to tie on Taeyin.
Yeah, we have shooting goats here as Alice in three, two, one, playing it. And this is interesting. This is a real test of nerves for both these players. Coming down to the end of a set like this is, I mean, we've talked about nerves a little bit playing a role in how players approach the game and how potentially actions happen in the middle of a game, the decisions that you make. And this is really a test of tilt, nerves, etc. for both of these players.
This is not an ideal Shoji setup either for Shooting Goats. Just one side completely exposed is not ideal. But, that's sometimes how Taeyin goes. It just gives you a bad setup. But we will take this free bug. This bug is going to be so hard to see.
If we take it,
I'm
but we
surprised
don't.
we don't. It's yeah, that bug has so much cover. You have the front CC just almost perfectly blocking it. It's very very hard to see from that spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's the type of positioning that would have Alice credited with a bug by many snipers anyway, so you may as well just take it. And Amba comes back. Amba just really wants to get bugged by us.
Yeah, I don't think we are quite close enough for this standing. We could twitch and bug if we want, or we could just wait for a better opportunity. I think Shooting Goods is willing to play patient here, doesn't want to take a bug and die early on, which is totally understandable for it being game 12.
Also, just to point out, Lushmoss is just safetying off on everybody. Instead of zooming normally, we're just safetying off because, YOLO. I feel like Lushmoss is actually a gigantic troll, and I'm into it.
Banana
And then
bread.
you just
There's a banana.
accidentally left click while or right click while low lighting here. We do take the low lights. SDA is out. You could realize that the top CC is fake. Wonder if that'll happen here. No, no, no low lights coming out for the fake BP. Good choice there, because Shooting Goats did fake that. Solid fake though, but by
Yeah,
him. That was really good play.
yeah, definitely. And Amba's been hanging out quite a bit. Like, a lot of people could have bugs right now if Lushmoss is on top of the potential credits. A lot of people could have bugs.
Just running out of time. On this map though, you can combo things fairly quickly here with DA, Bug. So a lot of opportunities left for Shooting Goats to close this game out, but it is getting a bit scary on time.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, we have the purloin option that's always in every spy's back pocket here on Taeyen. But instead, we're just going to statues. We're going to side statues too, so we're not going to have inspects done after this visit.
We were almost done with our flirt as well, so I don't like that too much. Now we have to go back and get that, and that slows our progress down quite a bit.
Yeah, we're down under a minute, so our options are really dwindling, actually. We still don't have banana bread either, because that last one was a fake. So we have to go finish that, which we're going to do now, no problem. But no, we are, because Small Man bails on us, because it's Small Man, and why wouldn't he?
Well, now ST and DA are both in the same conversation. We can just go there, pick up a flirt and a BB.
Banana
We
bread.
fake again. We're really trying
Alright,
to bait a shot here.
yeah, the plan at this point might just be to time out and get the Civ shot.
That
But
is a
thus
really
far,
scary move for the last game, not gonna finish.
but
But I
Lushmoss
mean,
safety's off on. It's hard to tell if the safety off means anything, but that looked like that was a purposeful one on General. And General goes to pick up a briefcase as well. General
oh,
might be getting shot here.
but we just time added with while the beeping was happening, so that's very, very jarring that that ends. Let's see if any lowlights happen from Moss.
No. Let's
I mean,
see.
Lushmoss.
Yeah, Lushmoss still scoping the party out. I don't think we're a suspect right now, but I'm not really sure what Lushmoss thinks is going on here. Like, this could very easily be. Oh, wait, safety off on Salmon, and here comes the shot. Yep, Salmon eats the bullet.
I wonder if he had time ad towards the end
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he walked out of the back as after the time ad went off. So very, very obviously.
Yep. I mean, he did not check his watch, but in the back there, oh, he did check his watch. So I guess yeah, definitely one or two suspects, but just a little too impatient there. Maybe worried about a last second finish from Salmon, so got a little bit too jumpy at the end.
All right, so that ends in a tie. Tie party coming out finally. And we talked about great play from both the silver players. I was actually really impressed by both of these players as well. Um, Pretty good aggressiveness on spy, good decision making. Like this is, I know we talk about how there's new players who are surprising every season, but this is great play out of Obsidian.
Yeah, honestly, really solid. You see some sort of the intermediate trends where they fall into the same patterns of spy play, where slow game, early inspect, early soft tell, not doing print, not doing walking bug too much, but overall, really solid play from this level. So really excited to see how they're going to improve over the course of the season.
Yeah, definitely true. All right, so that's two sets